Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. Today we're here for part 2 of my canning plan for 2025. And if you're like me and you like to can, I think you would like my channel. I like to do videos on canning and vintage recipes and cooking and baking and a little bit of gardening and just life here in the thumb of Michigan. So today is part 2 of my canning plan. My first one was on the basics, the staples that you need to have, how I built my canning pantry to have those staples. Today, it's what I call my extras. I don't want to drop this. So I brought some things up from I was canning. I just heard a ping. I brought up some things to show you that I need to can this year. And the first thing, and I was so excited because I didn't think I had any of these left. These are molasses beans made with navy beans. It's a National Center recipe, and they're so good. And you can see that it gets all thick in there. These are the best. We really enjoyed them. And you can season them to your, if you want to add smoky paprika, you could do that to give them a smoky flavor. But these were easy, and there was 2 options for sauces. There was molasses or tomato, and the family has requested I do both this time because my daughter was in England and fell in love with like tomato beans, more like the Campbell's pork and beans, but it's different. It's Heinz over there, so we're gonna try and replicate that. So I'm gonna have a canning where I do both molasses and the tomato and fill that canner up all the way full and fill my pantry shelf. So this is my last jar, and I thought I had none. So that was my good news. Keeping in the same thing with beans, and I have garbanzo beans in my pantry, and I want to do more of these. These are hummus ready beans, so they're seasoned. I can puree them up, and I can add some olive oil if I want, and I can add some tahini, and they make great hummus. But they're also great to add to salads. They have such a good flavor because they're seasoned already, and I'll probably do some plain ones too at that point, but I definitely want to do more of the hummus garbanzo beans. So I have other beans I want to do too. I like black beans and pinto beans, but those are the first 2. Pinto would be the next one on my to-do list. I just don't have any of those in the house right now, so I need to pick some up. So those are kind of my extras. They could have been a staple too, but I decided to put them in with the extras. My number 1 extra that I basically have to can every year or we run out is Cowboy candy. And I still have some left, but we'll get on a roll with these and we'll go through a couple of jars real fast, or my kids will come and take them. We love the Cowboy candy. And then the brine is wonderful too. So Cowboy candy is on my canning list. Here's another one. It's my last jar, and I like keep it there and don't want to use it, and I should use it. This is balsamic onion jam. It's a ball recipe. I don't know if you can see it. It has diced up onions in it, and the sauce is so good. Oh, it's good like on a charcuterie board, but it's great on top of steaks, or if I don't have onions in the house and I'm cooking up a casserole or something, I put a spoon of those in there. There's so many uses for it that on top of meatloaf, added into meatloaf, that it has become something that is an extra and gives that extra little bit of flavor, that has become something that is a must on my pantry shelf. So now I'm going to go through some jams that I need to do again, and jams are I like doing them. I don't, because they're fun, I guess, to do, and I like the creativity, and we have fruit trees, but they don't always get used as much as they should. So I'm gotten to the point where I just can the ones that I will use. I do an apple cinnamon jam, that jelly that is made from my apple juice from my trees, and I'll do that again. But we have a peach tree and I do peach jam. My dad likes this, we like this, but I make a picante pork or chicken that goes on rice, and it has this in it. This and my salsa. Salsa's on my list. But back to the jams. I do a plum jam, and I also do an Asian plum sauce, and that I'm totally out of, and I need to do that. But I also use the plum jam for the same way. I can add it into a stir fry and add some Asian flavor like what the sauce has on meatballs. This is so good. As a glaze on a ham or chicken. So I like to do the jams and jellies that aren't just for toast. And then here's the last one, and I haven't done this for a couple of years because I don't use it all the time, but it's really good to have on hand, and that's roasted pear garlic jam. Spread this on some pork chops or pork roast. It goes good with cheese and crackers too. It goes good on a sandwich. You can make a really cool grilled cheese with this. There's so many uses for it. So those are the jams I really need to do. I need to do peach, plum, and the roasted pear. And then the onion. Can't forget the balsamic onion. Now the next two are kind of like a jelly, but not. It's cranberry sauce. And I didn't do cranberry sauce until this year, and now I'm hooked. It's so easy. Cranberries have so much natural pectin. When the bags of cranberries are out in the fall, you can make this so easily. So this is regular cranberry sauce. I also made, and this is really extra, I made pork cranberry jelly. There's a meatball recipe this is so good on. It's a great glaze. It's just a great accompaniment to different meats, you know, and it looks so pretty on a plate. So that I will be making cranberry jelly, cranberry sauce again this year. Sauce, they call it. I already mentioned this, but salsa. Salsa is on my list. We have about 3 or 4 jars left. So I will be canning salsa. And we use Mrs. Wages, and I do medium, and I've done mild, and I've even done the hot. We like them all. Well, Jim doesn't like, he likes the mild or the medium. He doesn't mind the medium in things, but if he's eating chips, he likes the mild. So salsa, that's an important one. Something else that I do that is like a special treat for us, and we'll probably be using some for the wedding, is strawberry lemonade concentrate. We love this stuff. We can just add water to it, and we ice, and we have a great pitcher of strawberry lemonade. I also sometimes add 7-Up or ginger ale to it to give it that fizz. You can make adult beverages with it, but we will be canning more of this. And then here's two that are a little different. This is the mock zucchini. I did it as shreds. I have a couple jars left. I want to do it diced because this tastes like pineapple when you open it up. So I could use the diced in a stir fry, sweet and sour. I could put it on a pizza. Yes, I like pineapple on pizza. And this I use in baking. So I was amazed at how it just adapts the flavor of pineapple entirely. And I need to do some pickles. I would like to do dill relish. I have enough sweet relish. I checked on that. I will need to do bread and butter or sweet pickles. And I have quite a few. I have Polish dill and kosher dill still downstairs, but I'll need to have some sliced ones. Now I can slice up the big ones. I do that. but sometimes it's nice just to have the sliced dill chips on the shelf. So I think I might be doing that. And here's another thing. These are Brussels sprouts. Maple balsamic Brussels sprouts. It's following the ball recipe, but I swap out the kind of vinegar, still using the 5%. And I get balsamic glazed, basically Brussels sprouts. You can eat them cold, they're fine cold, but that's not how I do it. I use it like a vegetable. I drain the juice off, cut these in half, put them on a cookie sheet that's sprayed with some olive oil, chop up some bacon, and I roast them in my oven. Sometimes I will thicken up this sauce and use it as a balsamic drizzle. They are so good. They have that balsamic bite to them. They're crunchy. It's been a great way for me to use and preserve some Brussels sprouts. So pickles, but I'd like to have some unique pickles. We do dilly beans. I do pickled asparagus. A neighbor will usually bring me over a bunch of asparagus and ask if I'll pickle some for him and I can keep some. If he does that, I will pickle asparagus. Then the last thing is beverages. Like, well, strawberry lemonade was one. This is sunshine rhubarb juice concentrate from our rhubarb in our yard. Just is so refreshing and a fun drink to have in the summer. And I will also be doing cranberry juice, and I will do apple juice. Last year I even did peach juice. When I was down there, I'm like, peach juice, and I haven't used that yet. Maybe I'll make peach jelly out of it, or give it to the grandkids to drink, or make some kind of a punch with it. I forgot. That's my extras. Kind of a hodgepodge, kind of, you know, a big variety. And when I look through different recipes, if something interesting pops up from one of the extensions, I'll probably do that too, if I have time. But these are the things I really want to get on my pantry shelf. You know, these won't be until fall. It's not like it's all now. The cranberry sauce isn't till fall. The juice is this spring. Salsa doesn't usually come until July, August, or after. Strawberry lemonade, that will be anytime between now and June, if I can get a good price on strawberries. Pork cranberry will be in the fall. Pear roasted jam, that doesn't come until about September in our yard. We have 3 pear trees. Zucchini, well, when it comes, it doesn't stop. But that's usually July. The plums aren't ready until August. The peaches are July. The garbanzo beans I have in my pantry. So this I can do now. The molasses and tomato beans, those I can do now. Cowboy candy is July, August in our area. And the onion jam, when the early onions come, they're called candy onions around here. I can do those then. So that would be June. So as you can see, it's spread out over months that I'll be doing this, and I'll bring you along for some of them. But like the beans, I definitely wanted to show you that, and there's some other ones. Let me know what you want me to do a video on. What are your favorite from your canning? So thank you for stopping in for part 2 of my canning plan, the extras. We'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.